Hello everyone and welcome to Saya no Uta. Now I do have to give a quick warning about this game. It is very mature. If you're under 18, definitely do not watch this. It has grotesque imagery and sexual scenarios. But I read on the grapevine, or I heard on the grapevine, that the story for this game is really, really good. So I really want to check it out. And just if you are sensitive about gore, then this might not be for you. So definitely give it a miss if that is the case. Okay, so these are the options for, I guess, censorship. I am going to, I guess, just do not modify. The wriggling lump of flesh burbles. Three such creatures are sitting around the table in front of me, slurping filthy sludge from their cups as they trade whines, growls, and sounds I can hardly describe. By listening carefully, I'm able to grasp the gist of their conversation. This allows me to barely avoid arousing their suspicion. I can stay out of it as long as they're just talking amongst themselves. But I can't ignore them if they speak to me. However they may look, they are my friends, apparently. I want to deny it, of course, but I gave up on that a long time ago. Each night I went to sleep wishing that this would turn out to be a nightmare. Yet each morning I awoke to find that the world was just as horribly warped as it was the day before. I have to live while blending in, while acting like one of them, just as I've done these past 3 months I will continue to do for the rest of my life. Judging by its tone, this one must be Koji, and the one next to him, squealing more than the others, is probably Omi. Which means that the one next to me must be Yo, though I can no longer see any trace of her once refined features. I try my best to ignore the rotten stench of the excrement that issues from her quivering flesh. Everything has changed completely. While everything appears different to me, my relationship to the world alone is the same. These creatures were part of the same college club as me, and we used to be pretty good friends. We even went skiing every winter break. Now these are but fond memories of days that will never return. If only everyone, including my friends, had forgotten about me, I might have been able to disconnect myself from the world. It would have been comforting in comparison to believe that I had been abducted by aliens and taken to a different planet or something. However, this is definitely Japan, on the planet Earth, and this is the city where I was born and raised, the society that I was a part of for 20-odd years, but I and I alone can no longer see it that way. I no longer recognise the world. I have no place to call home. But just then... "Hey, Fuminori," one of the flesh lumps says as it swivels its bloodshot eyes towards me. "What do you think?" About what? I desperately try to suppress my loathing and behave normally, but my hoarse voice ruins the attempt. We're talking about this year's skiing trip. You're coming too, right? A slimy hole near the top of the creature writhes nauseatingly as it vomits some semblance of words. Ah, so that must be Koji's head, face and mouth. Or rather, what I would have seen as such 3 months ago. I don't know. Unable to bring myself to look at it, I avert my eyes and give a neutral answer. You have other plans? Not really. Koji was one of my best friends, as was everyone else here. They were all precious to me, and one of them had even desired to be more than just friends. How many nights have I spent crying in loneliness, lamenting the friends who no longer exist? In 3 months, I cried myself dry, and now there is only loathing left in me, surrounded by fleshy creatures that I can only assume are Koji, Omi, and Yo. I spend each day trying to act like I always have. If I fail at this, I'll probably be sent back to the hospital. But this time, I'll be locked away forever. No matter what, I mustn't let that happen. Hey, it's not like physical activity could affect your injuries, right? I'm not sure. I'll ask the doctor during my checkup. I'm at my limit. I can't look at them or listen to their terrible voices any longer. Losing my patience, I jumped to my feet. Hey, Fuminori! A spray of stringy slime from the cilia wriggling around its voice box flies towards me. I tried to cover myself, but too late to keep the slime from splattering across my face like the yolk of a rotten egg. I'm on the verge of losing it. I want to grab a chair, a desk, anything within reach, and use it to smash the life out of this creature, ending it all. I barely suppress the impulse. I have to avoid arousing their suspicion. However, they look to me. This is their world. I am the outsider here. Like I said, today's my checkup. I have to go. I try to fake a smile, but I'm not sure it works. Reaching into my wallet, I pull out the first bill I find and put it on the table without looking at it. It's probably enough for the drink I ordered, and I don't care about the change. I just want to get out of here as fast as possible. Later. I leave, quite literally running for my life. I'm not crazy.
ねえねえ、今度のスキーだけどさ、今年はどっかスケートも遊べるところにしない?
Hey, says Takahata Omi, why don't we go somewhere with skating for this year's ski trip? Tsukuba Yo frowns at the suggestion.
スケート? わざわざスキー場にまで行ってスケート?
Skating? Why go to a ski resort to skate?
勘弁してやってくれよ、つくば。こいつ今そっちにハマってんだ。
Haha, give her a break, Tsukuba. She's been into skating recently. Tono Koji supports Omi with a laugh. Her sudden statements are nothing new, and it's Koji's role as her boyfriend to provide backup. To Yo, they seem like a good match for each other. Sometimes it makes her jealous.
なんせオウミってさ、この前この年になって初めてスケートやったんだ。
I mean, she got started pretty late.
何よ、スケートしたことなかったのがそんなに不思議?
Hey, is it so strange that I've never been skating before?
20歳になって初体験ってのは興味そうそういないんじゃないかな?
I don't think there are many first-time skaters in their 20s these days. I have to agree with that. Most people learn to skate when they're children. I can't skate, but then I don't really have any desire to now, so it doesn't really matter.
子供の頃はなんとなく怖かったのよ。あの靴、なんだか刃物みたいでさ。
I was kind of scared when I was little. Those shoes seemed like knives to me. Oh, she's cute.
いきなりやって滑れたの? おみちゃん、すごくない?
But you were able to just start skating? That's pretty amazing, Omi-chan.
要領はスキーとそう変わるもんじゃないからな。重心を前に出して靴の前のヘリでコントロールする感覚とか。
It's not very different from skiing after all. You keep your weight forward and use the angles of the shoes to steer.
コウジにそう言われたもんだからさ、騙されたと思ってやってみたわけよ。そうしたらもう楽しくって。
That's what he said, so I took his word for it and gave it a try, and it was fun. Oh, so it was a date. Yo feels a stab of envy. Koji and Omi enjoy their time together like normal lovers do. That's certainly not something to be jealous of. It's just that Yo's luck has been bad.
私も見てみたいな。オミちゃんがスケートやるところ。
I want to see Omi-chan skating too. Yo keeps her voice upbeat, trying to cover up her inner conflict. Yo knows that she mustn't be envious or blame luck. She has a special person too. It's because of the terrible tragedy that befell him that he doesn't spend any time with her. His is true misfortune, the sort that makes unluckiness pale in comparison.
だからさ、ね、今度のスキー旅行、ついでにスケート旅行にしちゃえば2倍美味しく楽しいってわけよ。
So how about it? If we make the next ski trip a skating trip too, it'll be twice as fun.
でもさ、スケートはスケートリンクに行けばできるじゃない。わざわざスキー場に行ってまでやる？
See, I can't ski or skate, so this does not sound at all appealing to me. But you can skate at a skating rink, can't you? Why go all the way to a ski resort?
だから屋内じゃなくてさ、屋外スケート。凍った湖とかで滑れるところ。
I don't want to skate indoors. I want to be outside, where I can skate on a lake or something.
そんな都合のいいとこあるかな？なんだかすっごく混んでそう。
Will it be that easy? I think it'll be pretty crowded. While speaking, Yo sneaks a sideways glance at him. Although the conversation has only involved Koji and Oni, with Yo supporting their lively banter, there are clearly two couples sitting at the cafeteria table. In other words, Yo's boyfriend, though there's still some doubt over whether he could be called that, is also sitting with them.
なあ、Fuminori。お前はどう思う？
Hey, Fuminori, what do you think? Maybe Koji senses the pain in Yo's heart, in his usual quiet and considerate way.
どうって。
About what? The cause of Yo's distress, Sakisaka Fuminori, responds to Koji's sudden query with a vague, mumbled question of his own.
いや、
We're talking about this winter ski trip. You're coming too, right? Koji speaks gingerly, as though probing a tumour. A few months ago, he wouldn't have hesitated to firmly rebuke Fuminori for his attitude. Their long acquaintance had forged a friendship that needed no restraint.
わからない。
I don't know, Fuminori responds bluntly. His downcast eyes and sullen demeanour make it clear that he has no desire to break his silence.
何か他の予定でもあるのか？
You have other plans?
いや、別に。
Not in particular. Even Koji, who should be Fuminori's best friend, cannot communicate with him as he could before. It should go without saying that Yo can't find a thing to say. The scars left by the event of that late summer day are still deep months later. Each one of the four bears them, not only Fuminori.
なあ、別に運動するのが傷に触るとかそういうわけでもないんだろ？
Hey, it's not like physical activity could affect your injuries, right?
どうだろうな。今日の診療で先生に聞いてみる。
I'm not sure. I'll ask the doctor during my checkup. As though that answer drained the last of his patience, Fuminori bolts out of his chair.
おい、Fuminori!
Hey, Fuminori! Even Koji can't keep his voice from rising a little as he tried to stop Fuminori from leaving. Fuminori reacts swiftly, throwing his hand over his face as though trying to shield himself from something terrifying. Maybe some spittle flew inadvertently from Koji's mouth, but that's the sort of thing that happens occasionally during everyday conversation. At least, there wasn't even enough spit for Yo to see clearly. Certainly nothing you'd need to frantically protect yourself from. Even if he was spit on, Fuminori's reaction was extremely unpleasant.
だから今日も診療なんだ。もう時間だから。
Like I said, Fuminori snaps, making no attempt to relieve the discomfort of his friends. Today's my checkup. I have to go. Even as he tosses money onto the table, presumably to pay for his coffee, he acts like he's touching something filthy.
それじゃ。
Later. With a hurried stride that makes it seem as though he's running away, Fuminori leaves the cafeteria. So Fuminori sees the world differently to how everybody else sees it. His friends all see the world like normal, but he sees this kind of fleshy, grotesque mess. Still cloaked in heavy silence, the remaining three lower their gaze to the table, where the abandoned 10,000 yen bill sways forlornly. Looking closely, they see that Fuminori's coffee is untouched.
やってられないわね。
Omi sighs. I can't take this anymore, but Koji shakes his head reproachfully.
Fuminori にはもう少し時間が必要なんだと思う。
I think Fuminori just needs a little more time.
だってもう3ヶ月よ。なんなのよあれ。付き合ってるこっちが変になりそうよ。
But it's been 3 months. What's with his attitude? I feel like I'm going to go crazy hanging around with him.
俺だってわからない。わかるはずもないと思う。
Hey, I don't get it either, and I don't think there's any way I can.
お前だって想像つくか？あんなひどい形で家族全員を奪われて、平気でいられるわけないよ。
Can you imagine what it'd be like to lose your family in such a horrible way? That'd just screw anyone up. It was a tragedy that could have happened to anyone. A tractor trailer flipped over, crushing the Sakisaka family car into twisted scrap. They said it had been even difficult to tell the corpses of Fuminori's mother and father apart. For a while, it had looked as if there was no hope for Fuminori's survival. That he was able to leave the hospital and return to his life was nothing short of a miracle.
見舞いに行った時なんてもっとひどかったじゃないか。誰が誰かも分からずに怯えて暴れてベッドに縛り付けられて。
He was worse when we went to see him in the hospital, remember? He was terrified of us, like he didn't know who we were, and freaked out so bad he had to be tied to the bed.
今はよくあそこまで立ち直ってくれたと思う。
I'm just glad he's made it this far.
それにしたって変よ、咲坂くん。私たちのこと見る目つき、あれ何なの？まるでこっちが人間じゃないみたい。
There's still something strange about him. What's with the way he looks at us? It's like we're not human.
よせ、オミ。
Cut it out, Omi, Koji says forcefully, his words of restraint probably less out of empathy for his friend than out of consideration for Yo. While Koji's kindness makes her happy, Yo also knows that, as Koji says, she mustn't depend on it. Fuminori is the victim. He's the one who deserves sympathy. Yo's feelings for Fuminori are her problem, and no one else's. She doesn't blame Fuminori for not responding to her immediately after she finally worked up the courage to confess to him. In fact, she thinks even more fondly of him for his serious consideration of her feelings than she would have had he given a quick, casual answer. Assuming that, just because Fuminori didn't turn Yo down, they were essentially a couple, Koji and Omi have had plenty of fun at their expense. However, he still hasn't given her an answer. After revealing her feelings to him, Yo didn't see Fuminori again until a week later, and then she could only stare at his severely wounded body through the windows of the ICU. And when he was finally released after 50 days that seemed like an eternity, he was somehow different. She's starting to doubt that he even remembers what she confessed to him before the accident. Now winter is coming, with her feelings still hanging in the air. To Dr. Tambo Ryoko, there is no patient more troublesome than this young man.
その後の経過はどうですか、咲坂さん。
Damn, that's a good-looking doctor. Just need to point that out. I'm liking the green hair. Has there been any progression since then, Sakisaka-san?
いえ、別段。これといって問題もなく。
No, there haven't been any problems to speak of. His voice is hard and flat, his words tossed carelessly into the air. It is as though he is speaking to himself in an empty room. Even without the training of a psychiatrist, Ryoko can clearly sense the thickness of the wall he has erected between himself and the world.
吐き気やめまい、幻聴や幻覚といった体験は？
Have you experienced nausea, dizziness, or auditory or visual hallucinations?
いえ、何も。
No, nothing. While Sakisaka appears to be looking at Ryoko, his gaze is actually aimed a fraction down and to the side. He's only superficially engaged in a conversation he has no interest in. Perfect rejection. Realizing that she can't interview with him like this, Ryoko sighs and sets aside her chart.
咲坂さん、あなたが当院で受けた処置は脳神経医学の分野では世界的に最先端の治療でした。そのことはご存知ですよね。
Sakisaka-san, the treatment you received at this hospital was the absolute latest in neurosurgery. You know this, correct? Elimination of subdural hematoma through the use of micro-machines, a treatment available in Japan only at this T University Medical Center, had been the only way to save Sakisaka Fuminori from a cerebral contusion that should have been fatal.
最先端であるということは、まだまだデータの出揃っていない危険性の伴う治療法だったという意味でもあります。
As it's a brand new treatment, we're still gathering data on it. This means that it carried risks.
そうでしょうね。
No doubt. Sakisaka Fuminori's lips twist slightly in what might be a bitter or mocking smile, but it's gone before Ryoko can discern its meaning.
普通こんなことを言って脅かすのは医者として問題なんですが。
Normally, it would be a problem for a doctor to frighten her patient like this, but
施術後に重大な脳障害をきたしたケースも報告されているんです。予後の経過には十分に注意しなければなりません。
there have been reports of serious brain disorders post-surgery. We must continue to monitor your condition carefully. This is why he had been coming in for weekly checkups. Ryoko would like her patient to take them a little more seriously, though.
先週の MRI はどうでした？
How was last week's MRI? Sakisaka asked abruptly, as though trying to catch Ryoko off guard. MRI, magnetic resonance imaging, is a way for neurologists to examine the brain in detail without opening the patient's skull. Surprised by Sakisaka's uncommon technical knowledge, Ryoko recalls his profile. I know what an MRI is. You don't have to... It's not really uncommon technical knowledge, to be fair. Like, most people who have been in a hospital will probably know what an MRI is.
そういえばあなたも医者の卵で
And you don't have to be a medical student to know what an MRI is. Oh, that's right. You're a medical student.
先生が心配しているような脳機能不全は画像診断だけでも十分にわかるはずですよね。何か異常はあったんですか？
The kind of cerebral dysfunction you're worried about should show up on the MRI, right? Were there any anomalies?
いいえ
No. There was nothing, not the slightest problem, for a procedure with such a low rate of success. The results have been miraculous. However, there is still something bothering Ryoko. Presuming on what might be a doctor's instinct, Ryoko believes that there is something wrong with this patient. She can't shake the feeling that he's hiding something beneath his guarded exterior, some terrible weight on his soul, fear, or perhaps suffering. If it's an inorganic problem, there's nothing she can do as long as he refuses to explain it.
大丈夫ですよ先生。現に僕は今こうして病院の外でも何不自由なく生活しています。問題なんてないでしょ。
I'm fine, Doctor. After all, I'm living outside of the hospital with no difficulty. What problem could there be?
ねえ咲坂さん、こういった難しい手術は予後不断が原則なんです。もう少し私たちを信用してもらえませんと。
You know, Sakisaka-san, continued observation is required after these difficult surgeries. You have to trust us a little more.
そうですよね。僕だって先生方を信用したい。どんな相談にも乗ってもらえるんですか？
I suppose you're right. I do want to trust you, Doctor. Can I come to you with any problem?
ええ、もちろん。
Yes, of course, Ryoko answers, smiling to cover up her irritation at being asked exactly the same question as last week.
じゃあ先週の話の続きなんですが、先生、あれから大貝教授については何か分かりましたか？
Well then, let's pick up where we left off. Doctor, have you learned anything about Professor Ogai? Unable to answer, Ryoko hardens the mask of her smile. He asked the same question last appointment, inquiring after someone whom he, as an outsider, had no business knowing.
大貝教授のことは、あなたの治療とは何の関係もないでしょ？
Professor Ogai? What does he have to do with your treatment?
信頼しろと言った矢先にいきなり隠し事ですか？
You just told me to trust you, but now you're keeping secrets? There are plenty of patients besides Sakisaka who make things difficult by jumping to conclusions. Ryoko understands it is not an unnatural reaction when one's life is in question. In Sakisaka, however, she doesn't see the short-sighted impatience that the other patients exhibit. His calm demeanour makes it seem as though he's questioning a suspect in a crime, rather than a doctor.
何分、だいぶ前にここを辞められた方ですからね。私個人としても交流があったわけではないし。
He left this hospital some time ago. After all, I never had any contact with him personally.
辞めた理由はご存知ない。
Do you know why he left?
ええ、おそらく個人的な事情でしょうね。
Yes, I believe it was personal. Ryoko answers smoothly, with no trace of her earlier hesitation. Having decided at the outset to lie, Ryoko has no trouble doing so with a straight face.
それにしても、咲坂さん、 なぜあなたはそんなに大貝教授にこだわるんです？お知り合いですか？
But why are you so fixated on Professor Ogai, Sakisaka-san? Do you know him?
教授は今失踪中なんです。知ってましたか？
Did you know that the professor has gone missing?
いいえ。
No. Ryoko realizes that her answer was a little too fast. She should have acted more surprised.
近頃教授の身内の人間と恋にしていましたね。その人から調査を頼まれているんです。
I've recently become close with one of the professor's relatives, who has asked me to find him. A relative? Ryoko considers this with a frown.
大貝教授に縁者の方はおられないはずですが。
I don't believe Professor Ogai had any relatives.
おお、誰から聞きました？
Oh? Who told you that?
それは噂話に。
It was a rumor, Ryoko replies, realizing that she had just said earlier that she'd had no contact with him.
なるほど。そんなことが噂になる程度には、大貝教授は有名人だったわけですね。
I see. So Professor Ogai was famous enough to have such rumors floating around?
まあ一風変わった人だったみたいですね。
Well, he was apparently an unusual man.
なのに、誰も彼が大学を辞めた理由を知らないと。
But no one knows why he left the university? Ryoko falls silent, knowing that this isn't a topic she can brush away with just a smile. Sakisaka seems to have finally grasped her mood, however, as his strangely stiff tone softens a little.
先生、僕はどうしても大貝教授に会わなきゃならないんです。
Doctor, I absolutely must find Professor Ogai.
彼がいなくなったせいで、行く当てがなくなり困っている子がいるんです。力になってもらえませんか？
There's a child who's lost without him. Can't you help me?
それはむしろ警察の領分なんじゃないかしら。
Isn't this something the police should handle? Although she says it like it's nothing, the suggestion is actually a risky gamble. If Ogai Masahiko's disappearance becomes a police matter, the university will likely be investigated, and in order to cover up the mess Ogai left behind, the entire faculty will have to work to dispose of the evidence. And that includes Ryoko herself, of course. However, Sakisaka isn't likely to ask the police to investigate. First of all, his excuse is clearly a lie. They already made absolutely sure that Ogai Masahiko had no relatives who might come looking for him, which is what allowed them to bury the truth of what happened. But still, how did Sakisaka, with no connection to this hospital other than as a patient, learn about Ogai?
崎坂さん、私の知っている範囲のことは喜んでお教えします。ですが、大貝教授は今年の4月に辞表を出して、以後は何の音信もないんです。
Sakisaka-san, I'm happy to tell you everything I know. However, there's been no word from Professor Ogai since he resigned last April.
どこか長期の旅行にでも行かれたか、その程度しか想像つきません。
All I can think of is that he must have gone on a long vacation or something.
そうですか。
I see. Expecting resistance, Ryoko is surprised when Sakisaka backs down. Nevertheless, she's still worried about his condition, and the mysterious link between him and Ogai Masahiko is only making her more uneasy. But as long as he doesn't open up to her, there's nothing she can do. After a brief pause, Ryoko writes "Progress good" on Sakisaka's chart for today.
崎坂さん、それでは来週の診察ですが、今日と同じ4時でも。
About next week's appointment, Sakisaka-san. How does 4 o'clock again sound? But before she can finish, Ryoko looks up to see Sakisaka already heading out of the door. Okay guys, this seems like a good place to end this first video. So if you guys enjoyed, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for more. And until next time guys, goodbye!